Hey there, friends, come join the show. We're digging in the earth where good things grow. From tiny seeds to the food we share, love and sunshine fill the air. I plant what you eat what you grow. I learn as you grow, let the rhythm flow. I grow every day, in every way. This is how we garden for a brighter day. Yeah. Grab your gloves and a trowel in hand. We'll turn this patch to a promised land. Tomatoes climbing, peppers in line. Patience and water make everything fine. I eat what you grow. I learn as you grow. Let the rhythm flow. Hearts grow every day in every way. This is how we garden for a brighter day. Ooh, compost turning the soils alive. Buzzing bees keep the blooms in drive. Every sprout's a story told of healing hearts and hands of gold. From garden beds to kitchen plates, nature's time never waits. Share your harvest, share your song. Together we'll keep growing strong. Start small, what you grow. Hearts learn as you grow. Let the rhythm flow. Hearts grow every day in every way. This is how we got it for a brighter day. Start small, what you grow. Hearts learn as you grow. Let the rhythm flow. Hearts grow every day in every way. This is how we got it for a brighter day. This is how we garden for a brighter day. Chard.
All right, most households have 3 days of fresh food. Now, I know not all of you, but some. Let's grow indoors. Today, I am showing you the updated indoor garden. So we did plant this together, and so we're going to talk about it. We have peas, herbs, greens growing inside here. We're going to talk about what's working, what's not, and why indoor gardening is a survival skill. Taking care of plants in the middle of winter keeps me grounded. Fresh herbs for nutrition and the living greens to save some money, right? Now, those grow lights are for my mood. Love them so much. So we're going to check them out. Now, Team Replay, do you keep growing in the winter or do you take a gardening vacation? Now, some of you don't really experience a winter and you are in your actual gardening season right now. And some of you are in your summer season and you're getting started. So I want to hear from all of you. Tell me what's on your mind. How's your weather treating you? Let's have a conversation in the replay. And why am I talking about this? Well, we had planted these together. And so I just thought it's been a while. Let's have some plants and maybe talk about some things we're making, how we're feeling. Let's get into the live chat and see who's actually here before I pull these out and go over what is going well and what's not. Let's get closer here. Okay, here with us. Don't forget to share out this live stream because we want to have as many people as we can in the conversation, right? I think this is Brandon. You know, they have the handles and stuff. How's it going, Brandon? You said Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. And all the other holidays that are happening and all the things. And if it's just another regular day, hey, I see you. Thanks for coming over. Miss Sharon made it. Hello. How are you, Miss Sharon? Dusty Flats totally noticed. I clicked the thing to do whatever that's called. Borders? The candy cane decorations. Yes. They offered it for free, so of course, why not try it? Brooke Trout. Good evening from beautiful Southwest Florida. Good evening. It is 27 Fahrenheit here in Minnesota. We're going to have a warm. Oh no. Are you not Brandon? I just saw on the other here. If I click, I can go to channel. It says you're Brandon. You were trying to play a joke on me. Okay. Everyone saying hi. I know it's been a while. Ask your questions if you have any. Anastasia's with us even. Hello. Brandon is growing indoors, but it's going to be 70 over there on Christmas Day, and that's. Well, I don't think you're in Missouri. Are you in Tennessee? I'm looking at my map trying to remember. It's gonna be 44, I think, on Christmas. So it's almost like, geez, should we just grill out, right? Brook Trout one says they're looking pretty good. You know, some of them are okay. So here is the cilantro. It's one of those times where it's like, I wish you could smell it because it smells good. And for cilantro, I was told, you know, keep it in the cooler part of the grow station versus right up under the lights. And I am having to take, like on the top, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this. You know when the seed gets stuck at the top of the growth? Like on the leaves? See it right there? I'm having to do the whole like get it off thing. A lot of people talk about licking your fingers and doing it because there's an enzyme in your saliva that helps break it off without damaging the plant. And I did not water the microgreens tonight so I could show you. Otherwise, they would be full of water right now because they need it. So keep that in consideration when we're talking about it. Oh, the other thing about they're looking pretty good is technically those 6 cells need to be transplanted. And I haven't done it. And I'm not doing it tonight. So we'll look at the root structure. Hold on. We'll look at the root structure and I'll try to take it out without getting soil everywhere. Eddie made it to the show. Hello. Hi. How's it going, Eddie? Oh, there's the she thinks I'm Brandon. 'Cause you are Brandon, silly. Tammy Harder, hey there. Merry Christmas. You know, we went out and we did end up getting a tree. It is next to me. It is a real tree. It was $14, which normally they're hundreds of dollars. So it's not the best quality, but it's for, you know, 4 days or whatever, and then it's outside. Anastasia is mentioning how Minnesota has been crazy with all the weather. We almost had like a January already. And so it's a little scary on what is January going to be like. Dusty, it was nice meeting you the other day too, by the way, at the Urban Gardener Community Show. They lowered our temp to 38 on Christmas. It's just weird. Above freezing. So now we're just playing with ice everywhere. You know, when things thaw and they melt and then they refreeze at night. The mail is totally going to be busy right now, Brook Trout. So good call on that because I have mail processing in my world and it's been all messed up. Again, I did not make tea. I just have water. So then we get the like froggy throat allergy situation. Jay is here. Ecology Today. Good day to all from Huron County, Midwestern Ontario, Canada, in the lee of Lake Huron. So then we have a good idea of the weather and life over there. Brandon says, first time I'm using Cocoa Core for seed starts, and you are loving it. Okay, I'm also using clear cups, and you can see how much water is in the cup. Now, I've seen the double cup method where you have 1 cup and then a second cup in it, and this cup is clear, so when you pull it out, that has the drainage holes. You can see the root structure. I've never done that. The other thing I wanted to say was I'm using that ProMix mycorrhizal fungi something that we talked about in the last show, which is linked in the description if you want to watch us planting what I'm showing. And I'm liking it so far. It was totally worth. I mean, it was on discount, so I paid like was it 50% off I think I had because the garden center closed. Eddie says, I just finished putting on a homegrown Boston butts to cook all night. What? That sounds good. What are you gonna make to go with it tomorrow? You're gonna cook it all night, and then what's the plan? Is there like a next we're gonna do this? Oh, Dusty Flats, you're too kind. You're too kind. Brooke Trout says a week from now it's going to be low 60s for a high. Low 60s for a high. Okay, is that cold for you or warm? Because I don't know Florida weather. Radio Jonesy made it in. Well, look who's live. I know I didn't give you a heads up. I just was waiting to see if you were checking your phone. Why don't I share this? Well, since Radio Jonesy's here, look what we made. So we have, let's see here. The fudge has been made. Okay, this is a special recipe. All the fudge recipes are different. So, you know what? Mine's special, okay? And then these are recipes that came from my family, my ancestors. And so this one's called a caramel bar. Now, normally it does have pecans in it. And I made 2 trays with pecans and ate them all. No judging, okay? This is the second 2 trays that I will try to share with my family, but they are done. And they're looking better every year. I'm getting better at making them. We have the peanut butter blossom dough in the fridge. I whipped that up before this, and we'll bake the cookies tomorrow. And then I still haven't done sugar cookies yet. Will I? Will I even get to it? I don't know. We might have sugar cookies for New Year's because it's like I'm not getting everything done. Hello, Frenchie Sandy. How is life with you? I have not talked to you in a minute. Brandon says, when I get true leaves, I will move my dwarf tomatoes over to the container. Dirt? He's using the word dirt, okay, and some fertilizer. Shawnee, I am not always a comedian, but most of the time. I can hear your laughter now, Brandon. You know, we also have some other things we're experimenting with. Jonesy says, looks fabulous. We have this happening. So this might look bad, right? Dusty says, we almost ate all the cookies. That's why I'm waiting. Like, just gonna eat it all before it gets in the boxes. Oh, the Wickershire Project is online tonight. My daughter makes sugar cookies, budding confectionist. You know, I just learned this year, you know how you put frosting on them, that there's an outline frosting and then a flooding frosting. So fancy, getting fancier. This is an onion that was grown in an onion farm near me, and it has sprouted, and it looked a lot better. Okay, it sprouted and I put it in the pile of things that sprout to plant. I have a pile. And I go, okay, let's put it in the grow station. So I put it in the grow station and now it's freaking out a little. So here down here is the roots. This is where we'll have growth, which you can see something starting, right? Because I do have it. This is another thing I'm doing. And I wonder if Homestead Aquarius is in here. This is a container with soil. Okay, so I had it just sitting on top, and you know, I don't know what to do about this, but what this is a sweet potato slip that I'm just growing like as a house plant, and it's lost all its leaves. Okay, so like here, one just crippled off. I put this in the grow station too. Why is this? There's this weird thing happening now where I'm getting all these alerts, and I'm just gonna have to clear everything and start over after this because I don't like that. This is what we've got. So I have no clue what I'm doing. I wish I could hold my hand behind the leaf. If this means healthy or not. And this needs to stay alive till we plant it out, which is like June, right? I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to see how long this stays alive. Anybody know what to do with a sweet potato slip for this 6 months? I don't know. But I just have been putting the onion in it. So it's touching soil technically. I should actually maybe put it in its own home, and I should actually plant some radish, and I should actually up pot things I'm supposed to. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be doing. What's potato candy? What did Eddie say about am I missing something? Oh, you've been busy, says Frenchie Sandy, with Christmas prep and dealing with family drama. Always seems a problem over the holidays. It does have an extra kick to it, doesn't it? Oh, here's Eddie. Got my Christmas candy made today. Is it the caramel one? Anybody ever had potato candy made with a potato, convection, sugar, and peanut butter? Well, you lost me at peanut butter. I actually don't really like peanut butter. The cookies are for my family. But I don't know wonder what kind of Christmas candy it was. I mean, is the Christmas candy you're saying the potato one? Or is there like two things you made? Does that make sense? Okay. I'm gonna show the plants, but we gotta catch up with all the people. Enjoy being! Hey! Oh, you made 3 logs. Look at you, Eddie. I gotta do it in shifts. I can't do too much at once. Oh, Dusty, update on the root cellar called Rootaloo, I think. We checked the root cellar and everything looked good so far, except a Zebrune shallot started growing and Ivan said, plant it! I did, and I have no idea where that's going. So what happens with me, like I can just talk about this, is once I get it in the ground, it makes a bolting stem and a flower and it makes seeds. And then I just save them and plant them the next year at least, because onion seeds don't last very long. Big Will Dog even made it. We're talking about, remember these? We planted these together. There's a link in the description for when we planted them. Don't ask me what day that was, but it's in there. Radio Jonesy had another wallaby in the yard causing mayhem. Gasp. That is no good for the plants and the things. Enjoy Being says commercial sweet potato growers here plant a whole sweet potato, and when time, harvest the slips that come out and then plant out into rows. Yeah, the slip came out of a sweet potato. And then I planted the slip in the house because it was the end of the season. There's a link to potato candy. If anybody is curious, check it out there in another tab. Please stay with the show. Have it running. Wickershire says, gone out to the compost pile and dug my hands into the frozen, now mushy sugar pie pumpkin. You got the seeds for days. We are now drying them. Grossest feeling. Yeah, it's one of those, can you just tell somebody else to get the seeds out for you? You know, we did a big seed collection and showed it off at our Thanksgiving table this year. Just the tater candy is what you made. Okay, and you make it every Christmas. That is a new thing. I've never heard of that. I will have to check it out. Enjoy Being says, but you can also grow sweet potatoes up a trellis. Good to know. Because, yeah, it's like, I always see people let them grow across the ground, but I also see them grow them in containers. But it's like, this thing has to survive 6 more months in the house before I can even plant it outside, you know? I don't know if it's going to make it. We'll see. I'm really terrible at house plants. Even though I want to buy all of them, they just don't. They make it really, into compost over here. Brandon says I need to start growing other things besides tomatoes. Hey, Storms Radios, I was testing you to see if you would find me. I am a co-host, aren't I? What should we look at first, everybody? Well, I'm just going to decide. Too late. You can't vote. This is the stuff what I'm like, this needs to be up potted, okay? So we planted this together, and here we are now. And did I label anything? Nope. This is lettuce. That's all I can tell you. What lettuce did I plant? I don't know. Can I get it out and show you guys? Like, they're multi-sown. Oh, I don't know. Dun dun. Suspicious music. There's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 in here. Here's the plug. It's like you guys. Oh, there's a spot of soil on my computer. We should. I usually bring a towel. We need to pull them apart and put them in their own little like 3x3s, 2x2s, right? Get everybody growing because I want these to grow out more versus a microgreen. And we do have another 6 cell to look at. So pause. Well, look at the roots on this. This is doing some things. Okay. Look at all that. This is something else I planted. Do I remember what? No, not really. It reminds me of an Asian green called tatsoi. Does anybody remember what I planted in that show? These are really easy to pull out. They're epic 6 cells. So this needs to be taken care of, but I haven't. And then this looks like spinach. Did I really actually plant spinach knowing I don't like spinach? It's spinach and dill is what it looks like. And then some stuff didn't even do anything. Now I do bottom water these, and I do run them with a fan. It's a rechargeable clip fan, and I have them under grow lights, and we have more experiments to show you. And Brooke Trout says we had terrible results with sweet potatoes. The soil was too rich. I've heard of over fertilization causes just leaf growth, not tuber growth. I have heard that. And I showed you guys the cilantro already. Kevin made it. Happy holidays, everybody. Tell me how your weather is, how you're feeling. The big question for everybody is, do you continue to grow in the winter? What is that? Go that way. There we go. Or do you take the vacation time off? Enjoy Being says, easiest done when you lay the sweet potato on a 45 degrees in the pot so it leans up a trellis. Oh, the trellis thing. Okay. Thank you for the tips. I've never grown a sweet potato successfully. That's why I was hoping the slip would make it till then. I feel like they do look healthy. And you know, all I did was use the Pro Mix that I showed that night. I believe I put worm castings in it, and then I've just been watering it with tap water with chlorine in it that hasn't been what is it called when you evaporate the chlorine out? I haven't even done, you know, rainwater. I haven't put any nutrients in the water. This is just what's happening. Joy Bing says, yeah, I've seen it as a tip from people who grow it for the leaves. Ah, okay. It's called green lettuce. Bingo, Jay. Wickshire, I've been growing lettuce for over 7 years. I've never seen a head, always the leaf style. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I planted only leaf types. Brandon's gonna go help mom. Sounds good. It does look like bok choy or something like that. Yeah, like an Asian green. I think so too. Don't remember what we planted. Didn't grab the seeds. Didn't review the notes before coming on the show. Kevin says, Zone 7 Delaware, I'm still harvesting mesclun lettuce at least a dozen night below freezing, maybe more. We're having a heat. What do I smell? Is it the onion? We're having a heat wave right now. Dusty says, I'm not too eager to start seeds yet. Still remembering this year's gnats, I guess. See, that's the thing I'm loving right now is that hasn't happened to me. I'm using this Pro Mix mycorrhizal fungi thing, and I have not had gnats. I haven't had any DCBs. Merry almost Christmas, everyone. It's so good to see you. Radio Jonesy says, yeah, I'm continuing to grow here this time of year. And we are going to have links to great channels in the chat, so you can open them in a new tab and subscribe and check them out after the show. Dechlorinate. That's the word I'm looking for, right? Dechlorinate? Okay. Enjoy Being. One time I grew sweet potato of the same variety next to each other with different plot of sand versus soil. One was 50% plus sand, and that produced much more than the compost garden soil next to it. Love experiments and data. So since we're talking about lettuce, I did actually do lettuce as like a microgreen tray. This might have been a bad idea. Look at this, baby. It's just like poof, lettuce mix. It's very pretty. And then there's even more experiments happening over here. Anastasia says, my husband and I would prefer to garden outside, and planting inside was a disappointment. You know, and there's all different flavors and ways to plant inside. And so it's like, if one method fails, you could try a different type of method, or you could say, I'm just an outside grower. You know, I have a cat now, and that hasn't interfered with me growing indoors at this point, but I'm scared for that day that happens. So technically, these are, well, technically, what am I even saying? These are pea shoots, okay, everybody? And remember the last peas I started all molded and got funky? There we go. And so, like, you're supposed to eat this like this. And Robin Gardens, if you haven't seen her, we've collaborated on the channel many times. Seed Saving Basics. And we did a garden reflection show. And I think like a My Resilient, Self-Reliant Garden conversation. She said if you leave them, you could get another growth out of them. So this tray did better. What did I do differently? I don't have a clue what I did differently. Okay. You can eat this. like this. Now, here's the caveat with this. Microgreens and sprouts, there's a warning out there about you have to wash them, you have to rinse them, dry them. Young children and elderly folk, they say not to eat them because they could get sick easier, more easy. Um, and that is just a warning I've been told. So, be smart about things. Oh, it does taste like a pea. I think when it was smaller, it would have had a softer texture. This is kind of tough, but peas are my favorite. And it's not a real like pea in the pod vibe, but it's giving me pea-esque notes, right? Frenchy Sandy says, after Christmas, I am starting indoor gardens. Been helping my youngest son, very recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That's a whole life change you've got going on there helping. Good for you to help, though. Usually people have lasagna on Christmas, actually, is what I hear about around here. Anybody else do lasagna for Christmas? Eddie, that is so good to hear. He says to DCBs, took your advice, talked with my beekeeper neighbor, and he's going to bring a hive in the spring to my property, and he's going to maintain it. So I bet you'll trade and you'll get some honey, right? Oh, Wickershire says, pro lesson on how to grow fungus gnats, wet the soil. How not to grow fungus gnats, cover the tray soil tops with vermiculite or sand so no to fungus gnats. Now, Diva in the Dirt is doing an experiment with how to not grow fungus gnats, and so go over to her channel and see her updates on her indoor garden as well. Yes, DCB says, good stuff, Eddie. That'll be real fun. Okay, Big Will Dog, thank you for talking about garlic sprouting, because I have a situation. So you get garlic at the store. Is that where I got this garlic? I think so. And usually the garlic at the store is soft neck. And now I don't remember when I opened it if it was hard neck or soft neck. But this is what happened. Don't you dare come up here, Turbo. What are you going to do? There's plants over here, buddy. No touching. So I don't know what I'm doing with this, to be honest, everybody. Like, what? Okay. So, my garlic is not sprouting in the ground that I planted because it's under a blanket of snow. But I took the garlic that was sprouting this feels sticky, in the pantry, and I planted it. And apparently I have a lettuce in there. Right? That's a lettuce? Yeah. And we're this far into this now. There's no going back. And you can see this one's all like a monster. It's doing like a second thing in the clove. So now what do I do? Am I just going to eat these like chives? Because obviously this isn't gonna make a whole bulb of garlic like this. That's not gonna happen. Like I said, I don't know. I think it was soft neck, not hard neck. But I thought, here, and it smells really good. So tell me what to do with this. Yeah, it's a little tight in the lettuce microgreen tray. I know. Let me read some more chat before I show you. There is a failure going on in here that we're going to show. And then I've also got some stuff that looks okay. And then see what else we need to talk about. Love growing peas, says Radio Jonesy. With family, Barry. Family situation. Enjoy Being says, I have 3 praying mantis living in my indoor grow area. Making sure Turbo's not sabotaging me. Their mom used to live in there before them. That's really cool. My kiddo would love that. Now, they would not make it in the winter outside in Minnesota. I'm trying to think of where I went. Indiana, I saw my first praying mantis in real life. But I have a kiddo that's into all that kind of stuff. There's a what's it called? Exotic pet store that just opened, and he'd like one of everything, and I'm like, well, we can't do that, okay? And they love to walk around and eat the gnats. Yeah, I bet they do. Turbo's at my feet now. I'm playing with Christmas ornaments. Sorry if this gets loud. Wickershire says, we make Christmas dinner easy. We only get a turkey breast. Chums deal with on the bone. A lot of people order Chinese food. I hear the lasagna thing. I'm actually not making a meal at all, like for my own house. We're just gonna have cinnamon rolls. I'm promised that. Um, Dusty Flats is referring to Big Will Dog, I believe it was. That was like, hey, as your garlic sprouted, saying have to mulch the garlic to prevent growth, which we don't. We definitely did that here. Joy Being says, I have also watered with neem oil and gnats evacuate out the bottom of the pots. Outback Tasmania is coming in with, we had our Christmas last Sunday when family came down to Tasmania. Oh, clam chowder. Oh, that's another one. Yes. That's another traditional thing. Big Will Dog says, my secret the last couple of years to preventing fungus gnats is putting powdered mosquito dunks into my do-it-yourself soil. I even have worm castings and some compost in it and no gnats. Oh man, I use a lot of garlic. Storms Radio says, I definitely did not plant enough garlic and I have already used up the garlic we grew. And I'm on store-bought garlic, which is not super great. I should have hit up a farmer's market and bought like a bag of garlic, but I didn't. I didn't, and here we are, you know? Anastasia says, big thumbs up on your garlic. Thanks. I don't know what to do now. We should just eat it like chives or what? Enjoy Being says, all of a sudden you need more space and more lights to pot the garlic up and grow bulbs. You know, we might just try that. We might pot the garlic up and see what happens. I want to plant radish too to grow out to have bulbing radish. Okay, ecology today. Green garlic, no splitting to close. Still good? All right. Big Will Dog says, Shawnee Girl's not sure, but I planted garlic into starter pots that I'll transplant into spare pots in hopes for full-size bulbs in the summer. Okay. Good to try things. Dusty says, have to check the 2 overwintering plants for gnats. I think they get in when I bring in barefoot geraniums and tuberous begonias to pot up. Yeah, a lot of the times they say, because we bring in our geraniums, I used to have a begonia, but I don't anymore. You're supposed to like remove all the soil, wash the roots, replant it into soil that hasn't sat outside, right? For bringing them in for the winter, because then there's no eggs and stuff in them. And I didn't do that, and I haven't heard from the person if there's bugs in their house. I haven't seen bugs when I'm there to water them. Brook Trout says, do you put praying mantis in your garden? I would love to have that experience, but I don't because they would just die in the winter. Like there's no hibernating life cycle. I don't know how I would capture them all to bring them inside and then release them out. And so, was it, oh no, is it Enjoy Being that has them? I wonder if they just stay in the house. I wonder if Enjoy Being lets them out in the garden. Eddie says, down here in Alabama, I've got to get ready for seed starting. Wow, do you really? We have seed starting happening in February, which we'll have here on the channel, so make sure you are subscribed to see that, what we do for Minnesota timing. You've been spreading compost and leaves the last couple days. You are working hard over there, Eddie. Wikishara says, garlic neck with have an outer green stem and a second inner. I choose to use the first outer stem like shoot first, rinse, repeat method. Ecology Today says one of every animal is reasonable. It's not like the Ark nor anything. Dusty says we have oyster stew on Christmas Eve. Look at that. Big Will Dog says got plenty mulch and still sprouting underneath the mulch and some barely under the mulch surface, about to get 60s temps for Christmas. Yeah, there's this whole, the map, it's like, yes, Minnesota is going to be warm, but like down here is going to be much warmer. And then over, oh, I don't know if you guys can hear when it does that. Over here, it's snow dump. I don't remember how much snow they said, but it's a crazy amount happening. It's just a whole bunch of weird stuff happening for Christmas. Enjoy Being answered, I am in New Zealand, right? I'm trying to remember. So mantises survive by laying cocoons. So this one found its way in. You actually have 3 cocoons in there. Love that. That is so neat. The Wickershire Project says we've gone through 50 pounds of onions in 2 months this winter. Oh, we bought 100 pounds of potatoes and 50 pounds of onions in, I want to say September, and we'll probably be out by the end of January. We have to beg our neighbors for 5 extra pounds till we get another 50 pounds to last us till February. Yeah, the onions are going faster than I expected, and I was gonna, like, freeze a bunch, but we're just using them before they start showing signs of going bad. And the potatoes are super easy to go through, no problem there. Um, Jay says green garlic offers a mild sweet garlic flavor, edible, whole leaf, stalk bulb like scallions or chives, great raw in salad dressing, sauteed in egg stir fries, dressed with butter, blended into pesto, or used in soup stock. For a fresh spring taste, it's milder than mature garlic, so use more or add it later, but cook it gently as it can turn mushy. I should plant more, maybe. Dusty says, I have a lot of frozen garlic. Yeah, it's a good way to keep it. Extending that harvest, right? Giving some fresh away as it gets dried out. Didn't dehydrate enough for powder. Dehydrating is a method I am not using at this moment, but it's on the list of things to get into. Enjoy Being says, but I have seen people in the USA have access to buying cocoons from suppliers and putting them on stakes around the garden to hatch. Yeah, like I said, Indiana has them for sure. The part that I was in. I don't know if Illinois has them. What are gnats? We've talked about this before, Radio Jonesy. So, I don't know if I could give a good description of it accurately, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna throw this out there. Type herbs if you've grown basil or cilantro indoors. We are gonna show the basil soon. Or greens if lettuce is your thing. That goes for you too in the replay. And I want to say we are so close to 1,500 subscribers, gardeners, fellow people that love gardening, even if you're not growing a garden at the time. If you are growing with me in 2026, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's get there to 1,500. That'd be cool. And before we jump into the next part, I want to pause for just a minute and talk about how this channel stays alive and growing. Here at Shawnee Grows, we are not backed by a company and we don't have any sponsors at this time, unless you include me as a sponsor. This channel is supported directly by you. Memberships start at just $1, and that dollar genuinely matters. Your memberships and donations can help our family buy seeds to grow food to then eat and feed ourselves, to invest in tools like a hydroponic system for growing indoors from our wish list. That's one of the next things that would be really fun to try and experiment with on the channel. To purchase books for research and honest reviews. We did one this month, and we have another book review coming up for sure in February, because that's when the book will be here. And members also can get extra context and discussion around those book reviews when we do them. Also, members get updates on these indoor plants. You would have seen an update on them before this show, posts about why I actually started a channel and how this is doing for me and learning things. Sometimes I put printables and posts for members only. It's a place that we can share photos of your gardens, and it's a priority space to ask questions. Back to the comments. There's a join button somewhere, description under the name of the channel. I don't know where YouTube puts it anymore. Let's see. We got people explaining things. This is good. Okay, it's this move. Brooke Trout says we go to a movie on Christmas night, so probably popcorn, maybe some Chinese. I love that. We took our kiddos on a field trip, and it was their first ever big screen movie experience. They've been to a theater where people act on the stage, but they had never been to a movie on the screen theater thing. We went to Zootopia too, and so they were loaded up on popcorn and pop and loved it. Wickershire says, so praying mantis do these freakishly looking foam nests that harden and ultra protect the eggs. Come spring, your mantis will be safe and ready to hatch. That would be really fun for my bug lover to experience that kind of growth. I don't know if maybe there's like a tank system we could set up indoors and he can do that, but I don't know what to do with them after that because like I said, they won't live here. Enjoy Being says fungus gnats are like flying insects that are prone to being indoor growing, and they have little white larvae that live in the soil if too moist. I know that we trap them with like a sticky trap. They fly into it. They fly into your nose. They're just really annoying. Brooke Trout says, just getting a couple mantis egg pods at a garden store, watching them hatch is crazy. First one out wins. Dusty Flat says, rarely see praying mantis over there in Wisconsin, right? Wickershire says, we eat 4 to 8 onions daily. Soup or sweated down and added to eggs, rice, meat, just goes with everything. One of my favorite winter foods. And here's the thing, I make broth every week. You know you're throwing a whole onion in there, you know? Wickershire says, we are Basil Kings outdoors only. If it comes in the house, it dies. Okay, since you brought it up, here we go. That's what's not working out for me right now. This is not cool. Look at the basil. I had a lot of seed in here, and this is all I have. And I do keep track of temperature. I use one of these, and it's like, does it need more warmth? Like, I know basil likes, there's even like a lettuce in there. I'm just very sad. Should I have planted them in singular, like a 6 cell? Oh, it smells so good. But this is not. When did we plant these? Like, shouldn't these be bigger by now, or is this normal? Because the germination rate, like, there's little ones I can see. I do need to water, but like I said, I wasn't gonna do this show if I watered. So we have a fail going on, I feel like. And then I have 2 more to show. Maybe I'll keep talking before I show these 2. How many more things do we have in here? Oh, Bowtie, life is awake still. Tap, tap, tap. Is this thing on? You're missing the whole show. It's okay. I know you know how to run the replay on double speed or whatever. Thanks for coming in to support the channel. You are a very great, I always say cheerleader. Maybe that's not appropriate. Great advocate for the Shawnee Grows over here. I really appreciate you, Bowtie. And you had an excellent video conversating in the garden. You guys should check that out in your free time. We do have a situation here. Miss Sharon has gifted 5 memberships. We'll have to go on this side to figure out what to do. Who got them? Gandalf Smith. Katie's Kitchen. All right. KP Heathen even. Woohoo. Andrew. Wow. And then hello, YB3NG. You have all received a membership, so you get all the things that I spoke about in that when I was talking about it, and that means we need to load up something here. Story time. I gotta put this down. Maybe here? Running out of room. Oops. We all say thank you to Miss Sharon for providing that opportunity for those who haven't jumped in. Use your memberships while you have them. Story. There it is. I'm trying to find my story so I can read to you because it's story time. Okay, did we read this one? I think we did. Oh, Turbo is on the table. Get down. Thank you. Oh, Gandalf, you even were here to see you have a gift. Excellent. Wickershire says, your potato skin sprouted in the compost pile and refused to compost. Yeah, there's that. Happens last year, too. Oh, have you seen Radio Jonesies? Let's see. It would have been on... Is it Outback Tasmania is the gardening channel? Hello, Gandalf. Yes. Big Will Dog says, my basil, both indoors and outside, take a bunch of time. Okay. So I'm just being impatient. Storm says, I have grown mine in a bunch and they thrived. Okay. Bowtie says, my basil is slow to start too. I feel like I should have started it in a 6 cell then, maybe. Talking about gnats. Turbo. There's like, it must be a piece of apple somebody left on the table that I didn't know about. Now he's over there. Okay, Dusty says, thing is, once the gnats start, there's no going back. The tiny, slow-growing flower seedlings like begonias can't be dried out. Air-rooting plant cells allow those gnats in everywhere. Oh, man. Ecology, which is J. Basil seeds often fail to germinate due to cold soil and air. Let's see. It's usually 70, 75 in there. Not enough moisture or too much causing rot. See, I'm worried about the rot. I think rot might have happened. Planting too deep. I did surface sow them. Old seed, they were new seed. Lack of light, one sprouted. And then the whole warmth thing. Yeah. Gandalf says when I was young, neighbor kid put a mantis cocoon in his closet in the fall and his mom freaked out the next spring. I bet so. Wow. Okay, good. Cheerleader works. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's. The Caroler in the Garden. On Christmas Eve, snow fell softly over the garden, muffling every sound. The beds lay frozen and still, wrapped in evergreen boughs and straw like they were tucked in for winter. Just ever after midnight, Shawnee heard singing. It drifted through the cold air, slow, gentle, and old. Not a carol she recognized, but close enough that it made her chest ache with familiarity. She followed the sound to the garden gate. There, standing among the snow-dusted beds, was a figure dressed in old-fashioned winter clothes, breath fogging the air as they sang softly to the soil. With each note, frost crept away from the ground beneath their boots. Tiny green shoots pushed up through the snow, glowing faintly like candle flames. Shawnee stepped closer. The singing stopped. The figure turned, smiling kindly, though their eyes reflected starlight instead of lantern light. We sing so the gardens don't forget, they said quietly. Forget what? Shawnee asked. The caroler looked back at the beds, now gently steaming in the cold, that they are loved even when they sleep. When the church bells rang in the distance, the figure faded into falling snow. The shoots vanished. The garden froze again, just as it had been before. But on Christmas morning, tucked into the soil by the gate, Shawnee found a small bundle wrapped in twine. Inside was a single seed, warm to the touch. The tag read, "Plant in spring from us to you." Aww. I liked that. It's always fun to get seeds as gifts, right? Okay, 70. Okay, good, because that's what it is at. Moisture, shallow, and then light. Yeah, I did all of that. Oh, there's that sound again. Okay, we'll have to just be patient. I have the wind going. Yeah, I have a fan. I recharged the fan and have it on low. Um, the whole gnat story, like everyone has a gnat story. I've definitely been there. I've been told by the people I live with, why? you know, oh, it was on the fritz for you today. I haven't ran it in like 14 days, and this was the first time tonight that I turned it up. And it was okay. It's vidIQ changed, everything updated, and I was lost. Like when you're at the store and the grocery people decide we're gonna rearrange everything. That whole feeling. Carol from South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Hey, I think I'm done wrapping finally. You know, Carol, I didn't wrap a dang thing, but I made fudge. And then the caramel bars, I did 2 more pans. And we're not done yet. And I haven't made a card, and there's a lot of stuff I haven't done. I have like, what, 2 more days? I know. Well, now Turbo's AWOL. I don't hear him. Oh, are you in the tree? Nope, I think it was me that bumped it. Oh, yeah, right? Geppetto's on vacation. Well, this is probably behind. I read it just now. Hopefully you heard it. Oh, good night, Frenchie Sandy. Oh, Dusty says I usually have racks of seedlings, and I have tried everything to get rid of gnats, even the vacuum. I just pray the weather turns and I can shove them outside. Well, we're going to do a whole show with Robin Gardens about winter sowing that maybe will help keep things out of your house and get things growing. Here it comes, says Bowtie. That must have been before the story. Gnats won't bother Dusty so bad, but they ate a lot of the sprouts. That is frustrating. The new varieties you're trying, and you're so excited. Yeah, I'd be not happy. Not happy. Bowtie says, been missing everyone while we were in Hawaii. Oh, wait, many of you came along on that trip. That was so much fun having everyone there. Yeah, it's interesting that you kept us connected. That was very generous of you. Yes, Miss Sharon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, okay. Carol's the first one to bring it up because you knew. Yep, this is the computer. Everything is okay. I did work this evening. It has been fixed for those that know what I'm talking about because that was stressful. Oh, Jay says, innocent look. I've been dressing Natalie in Christmas outfits, shoveling snow. Okay, so before I read any more, what do we got here? Chard? I think this is Chard. Remember how I didn't label anything? Is this the apple blossom Chard? I'm looking at the seed. I mean, it's like giving me beet vibes, but I think it's Chard. So that's doing okay, you know? I feel like there's some gaps in there. And then this other one is an herb that I really wanted to grow. And so technically, I should start another round. Like, given how big these are, I should start another round. So when these get harvested, the other ones have sprouted. This is dill. Because I would like some dill in my life in the winter. And this is another one where the seeds are doing that thing where you got to pick them off the top because they're not letting go. That's been happening a lot. Okay, so I think we've showed everything now. So that's the update on the plants. We made it 51 minutes. Great job, everybody, keeping me active in the chat so I can read it to everybody. Big Will Dog says, I have beautiful strawberry plants in pots indoors, which have already split into multiple crowns. Having fresh berries indoors is awesome. Outside ones are very sad looking now. Carol says, baking has not really started here. Just the store-bought snowman. Yes, anything that works in your household is a win. Bowtie says it was good to hear from Maureen on her recent video. She seems to be doing well. Yes, check out her shorts. And then, yep, she had a video for her indoor growing update. No, I don't do cooking videos, Wickershire Project. It's a special recipe, and it's delicious. You know, eat two at once. No. Dusty Flat says, I use an old roaster to steam the potting soil. Oh, you have done that. I do believe it's when I bring the overwintering flowers in from the Rootaloo. Yep, that would do it. Oh, I'm only 4 minutes behind in chat. Remember those days? Yes, yes, so much. So let's see. Eddie says, I read today winter sowing don't work out well in the south. Oh, I believe it. It's too hot. You wanted to try it? That's something we can talk about in the episode. I don't know when we're going to do it. It's, January, February, March, anytime there. If you want to hear about it now, Epic Gardening did a winter sowing video. But no, I don't really think, like, it's just regular growing. Because you said you're already seed starting. Eddie, what are you seed starting? That was you, right? What we winter sow is brassicas. So cabbage, broccoli, kale, we can sow outside in protection and let them grow up and transplant them. We can't do that with warm crops. Tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, that stuff. We can't winter sow those. We still have to start those in the house or just buy at the greenhouse. Carol says, I have 5 baby fruit trees I'm starting at inside, hoping to up pot and not kill in the new year. Scott's Life Off Grid! How is life over there? Are you having a heat wave or are you getting the snow coming? Dusty says you have enough chard for your whole neighborhood. What? No. You must have good lighting. They all look really healthy. So I wouldn't buy these again just because it was really expensive, but I have them, so here we go. It's this kind of light. Some of them have the like switches for toggles that do the red, white, blue difference, but I always just run them full. It's the FEIT electric, um, 13.5 watt I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. 1200 lumen, I think is the one I'm looking for, the lumen thing. So these are like, I can grow things to flower and fruit with this type of light, where a lot of people say just get the LED shop light because we're just growing greens. It don't matter. It's cheaper. It's bigger, you know. And is it called daisy chain? That's a fancy word I learned the other day. That's why I'm smiling. You link them together. You plug one in to the outlet thing, and then you link them all together. And I've got them zip tied to the metal rack. So if you're a member, you'll see the setup and what I use. Because there's a member only video of it, and it's only 99 cents plus tax. So, and then depending on what country you live in. So it's in the join thing. Oh, I know, Jay. Consider labels for next seed planting unless you like guessing and surprises. I really do. I really do like guessing and surprises. Um, I inspire to be like Robin, right? Like she tells you the variety, the specific name, she knows the pronunciation of it's just amazing. Carol will have to go over to Diva in the Dirt's channel to check out the video she posted and the shorts. Enjoy Being says, Chard seems to be easy to turn wild, though. I have no snow or ground freeze. You let your chard bolt and flower and self-seed then? Is what you're saying? I like doing that if I can. I did that with lettuce and it worked and I was very happy. Yeah. Maybe maybe Eddie has another comment that says what he's starting soon. And then the flowers that need cold stratification, they need a specific amount of time in the cold to grow. Dusty's saying that is another thing to winter sow, which I also need to do. I don't think I have any dianthus seeds. I think that's the name of the flower, or is it called delphinium? Oh, I don't remember now, but I know I have snapdragon seeds. Don't those need cold stratification? I have to look it all up. When we do the show, I'll have all this figured out, right? Eddie says, time for me to start my onions. Okay, yes, the onions. We do those indoors too. But the cool weather things, we winter sow. So when we do the show, we'll talk about what temp is too high and too warm for winter sowing, right? It's all about the forecast, right? Oh, bow tie, daisy chain, proud of your new terminology. Not sure how Daisy would feel about forced labor in the chain gang. Yeah, how did that even come a thing, right? The daisy chain word? It doesn't have to do with the flower, does it? Carol would like all the things to volunteer, please. Makes for easy gardening. Dusty says, started with a 10-watt Barina lights and upped to 24-watt and a huge difference. Blue light for vegetation growth. That's what I have, so that's what we're using, And I would love to experiment with different setups, but I looked at the one that Planted in the Garden is supporting right now. Vivo? I can't remember what it's called. Beautiful, but wow, not paying that. Enjoy Being says, yeah, it will grow through the winter into a tower and just has to spread through the place with volunteers everywhere. Okay. It's nice when things just make babies for you, right? Big Will Dog says, in lieu of stakes with plant name, I use waterproof labels that I write in pen and stick them onto each plant cell. Then even with bottom watering, the names stay on till planting out. Did you see Epic Gardening? came out with plant tags that fit perfectly in their 6 cells. So it has like this shape on the tag, so it sits in there perfectly, and they're fatter, so like you can fit more word spacing on it. Well, there's Turbo. He's on the couch over there. You know, every year they add something, don't they? True business over there. What is Storm saying? I was in a live today talking about growing next spring's garden and whatnot. I won't plan the garden until February. I haven't planned a dang thing because of life. And so I can have a show in the future talking about my process or how I plan it or what I'm planning on doing. Um, Goals on journaling the garden better, you know, all that stuff we will definitely talk about in the 2026. Carol says we just direct sow winter stuff, so I hear eventually been a while doing an annual winter garden. Big Will Dog says, yes, started my onions early too. I prick them out when they have 5 leaves and then give them a single cell. When I plant out, I have a perfect plug that transplants easily. So I have a few onions to plant, but the rest I'm going to order them done for me because I need that shortcut this season. Bowtie says that term daisy chain originates from simple act of linking daisy flowers by their stems and creating a garland. It is from the flower, common childhood activity symbolizing connection in nature with early record uses in the 1840s. Ecology, look, Bowtie got it first. Victorian children making garlands. And then that led to the metaphorical uses of connecting items. Here comes Barry. Daisy chain is a circle or tiara made of daisies tied together and worn on the head, kind of a Woodstock type of thing. Pencil stays on too. I found that out from the diva. Oh, you're talking about writing on plant tags? Is our talking about? I have a plant marker. Enjoy Being says I have similar lights, but only the veg spectrum, and they are 3 foot long. Nice, 3 foot long. Mounted on a cheap kit set steel shelving unit wrapped in grow tent material. Yeah, my shelving unit, I think that is the one that came from a garage sale. And then I did put some 6 mil plastic. It's very loose. It's just tucked and then droped. Yes, you did, Bowtie. You did beat J-Bot to defining Jay-Z chain. Enjoy Being says, but then also have grow tent. Oh, you have a grow tent? 150 watt LED for growing tomatoes and ginger. Oh, the ginger! That would be, yes. I did grow ginger and turmeric last year and didn't do so great, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And now I've learned my lessons, and we could do better, of course. That would be something I start in February. Carol says I have tons of grow lights. Last ones need a plug to test. Bowtie says imagery of sequential linkage later applied to technology connecting computer peripherals and other systems where items connect one after another in a series stemming from this literal floral chain. Carol says I have like 6 or 7 3-foot longs from Vine and one that looks like the Vivo. Let's talk about other really simple ways to help support the channel outside of the hit the thumbs up, please like, please share it with people, right? If you would like tangible things, there is a Shawnee Grows merch store with stickers perfect for seed bins, puzzles for winter nights. We do have merchandise clothing situations. So our saying grow every day in every way is on there. This way, the memorial butterfly for my mother is on there. The gladiolas for a great grandmother, that was her favorite flower. Sunflowers and zinnias, because those are super great for beginner gardeners. They're some of my favorites. I have a tattoo of a sunflower. I could have fit more on there, but that's what we stopped doing with things. So the merch store is in the channel about or description. It's in the video description. There should be links to go peruse through there. Looking to see Okay, I changed some banners, so, I haven't done this in like 2 weeks, and so I'm going, okay, what buttons do I click again? When they change stuff too. I said that. I said that. I don't have any more information. Just a reminder that we are looking to get that 1,500 subscribers. If you're growing with me in 2026, hit the subscribe. We're going to be ending the show, feels like. I need to eat this snack in front of me. My back's starting to hurt from being in the computer chair. I should be doing something after this. I don't know if I'll make cards, but make a plan for tomorrow. Oh, here, bow tie. I'm up to 25 pounds of turmeric harvested and cleaned. Sink is full of more to clean, more in the garden too. Good stuff. What's on Friday? Okay, someone's having a conversation with each other. Good stuff. Enjoy being. Did a tomato experiment pre-summer once with a very long planter bag, 6-inch diameter, foot and a half long. Rolled them down to 6-inch high, grew tomatoes as they grew, cut bottom leaves. Yeah. Rolled up the bag a bit and topped it with soil. This was in your grow tent, right? Ended up with seedlings with a 1.5 foot deep root ball to plant out. Oh my. I see people use the indoor grow systems for tomatoes. That Vivo, I think it's called Vivo. I'm trying to think if that was soil. I don't think it was. I think it was water nutrients method. But they were growing smaller, it wasn't micro dwarfs. I don't know if it was even dwarfs. It was probably just determinants. And then if you want to see, enjoy being, have you ever seen The Fresh Princess? I think that's how you say it, right? The Fresh TFP. 10 by 20 grow tent in a basement, and she has grow towers, bucket systems, tomatoes, peppers, salad mixes. I think there's other stuff. I can't remember right now. You should check out her system, and if you haven't heard of The Fresh Princess. Big Will Dog says, is it bad that I grabbed a 3 Pro Mix compressed pack on sale in the fall, $7, and I've already blew through them? Gonna have to find more before prices go up for spring. You shall find more. Hopefully there's like discounts still for the holidays, right? Carol says, I put out more ginger and some turmeric, have not found their sweet spot yet in my yard. Yeah, I didn't do very good with those. Oh, Scott's Life Off Grid says the images on your puzzles are great. Thank you. They are pictures from the garden. My plan was to have the puzzles here and show you guys, and that still hasn't happened yet, but we for sure will get them here. I want to do the kid size because I am not into hard things like 500 pieces. Some of you are. I am not. Like 100 pieces or less. Otherwise, I'm not playing. Anastasia says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for that. You as well. Eat 2 trays of sweets. You wanna. Bad peer influence. I will eat more for everyone. Yes. Enjoy Being says they did very well, at least survived a dry summer well. That's so cool that worked out. It's called her channel, The Fresh Princess. Okay, good. I got it right. Dave Knight, how is life? Yes, happy holidays. What have you been up to? We're ending the show now. Quickly tell me things about your life, or hit the replay up in the comment section. We'll have a conversation, of course. There it is. So you have to do the handle to find things it's right there on the screen. Oh, look, Bowtie did 2 points for Bowtie now. There's ProMix I thought you said the dollar store. I was like, what? Yeah, ProMix at $7. That's great. Mine is a huge thing of it. And I love it. I will buy it again. Enjoy Being says, oh, cool, I will. I mainly use the tent for experiments like that. We never did get a tent. That's super cool. And Dusty Flats is letting out the announcement here as well. So for those of you that don't know, the Fresh Princess will be co-hosting with the urban gardener, Enoch, on the Green Room show on Mondays at 7 Central, starting January 19th. And I'll talk about it more as it because that's like, far away. We'll be talking about it again, of course. Wink. So, Big Old Dog says they liquidate the packs in fall for emptying their shelves. Oh, okay, right. Yeah. There's the news flash. Good. I like how Ecology Today wrote that. Yeah. So all of you night gardeners folks, we're going to all be hanging out Monday nights together at the Urban Gardener channel. Okay. So we're all going to be over there. Okay. I made it to the end of the chat. Right? Right. So I don't know if I'm playing that outro song because I don't have any of that loaded up right now, but I can say things like, if you've learned something new, share it with another gardener. The more of us restoring the ground beneath our feet, the cleaner our food and water become for everyone. Thank you for gathering around. Keep creating, keep experimenting, keep growing every day in every way. If you want to see the systems behind what I talk about here, I actually show what I've been growing. It's in a playlist called Garden Tours. Check it out after the live stream. That's where I show the garden away from home and all the plants and all the things. So I'll see you next time. I don't know when it's going to happen. So if you want to be notified when I'm going to go live, I have an email list. You can email me, shawneegrows@gmail.com. Tell me you want to be on you want me to play the song? Okay, I'll just keep talking and hanging out while I figure this out. Go to this. You can tell me that you want to be put on the email list to be notified when the live streams are going to start. And then the email that you want me to send it to, of course. And it helps if you tell me who you are on YouTube so I can connect, because it's not always the same name, right? And then you'll be able to hang out with us when we go live. Bowtie did miss the opening song. Bowtie, I want to post on the email list to be notified. You are on the email list. Yeah, I mean, it's just a little slow right now with the YouTube life, but of course we have plenty of things coming up in the new year. So I encourage you to all to be there with me. Okay, I think I got this figured out. I need that on. I need that big. And then here's the email if you want to be on the list, shawneegrows@gmail.com. So with that being said, let's get this going. Share the screen. Outro.
Yeah, start it today. Little tips for beginners go a long, long way. Survival gardens, rise a companion, roots tight. Regenerative soil, keep the future in sight. Build soil in layers, let the microbes feed. Save seed for the kids, that's the garden's creed. Food webs dancing in the dark below. Eat from the land, let the good life grow. Replant what you eat what you grow. Learn as you grow, let the rhythm flow. Grow every day, eat what you grow. This is how we garden for a brighter day. Plant what you eat what you grow. Learn as you grow, let the rhythm flow. Grow every day, eat what you grow. This is how we garden for a brighter day. This is how we garden for a brighter day. Food forests rise and grocery rows too. Rain garden soaking up that sky blue. Pollinator patches keep the heartbeat strong. Edible landscapes singing all season long. Plant what you eat what you grow. Let's learn as you grow. Let the